Hey guys, this is Jeannie from Jeannie Touch of Class Glam. Thank you so much for joining my channel today. I'm going to be talking about a brand new foundation that has launched from a company called Bite Beauty. It looks like this. It comes in this box. I am 53 years old. I've got combination skin and I am going through the change, and so sometimes it's difficult to find things that work for you, and so hopefully you ladies will join me out there in a quest to find the best products and feel your very, very best. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, this video was filmed over the course of 3 days because I have not been feeling well, so I apologize for that, and at the end I'm looking kind of tired, but that's kind of the way it goes. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining. Please hit the subscribe button if you would consider doing that. I would really appreciate it. And also the bell, so that way you can be notified when there's uploads. So anyhow, let's get to it. If you want to see this foundation and how it works for combination 53-year-old skin, let's get started. Hey guys, this is Jeannie and welcome to Jeannie Touch of Class Glam. A heads up, I am going to be changing the name of my channel because I really feel like it's too long. I don't know what I was thinking, but as I continue with YouTube and watching other people and learning, I just feel the name is too long for people. So I'm going to be changing my name, but I am gearing my channel for women 45 and older. I am 53 years old. I have got combination skin. I've got some problematic skin as well. I do have rosacea, and I'm also going through menopause, and so I do have some acne issues at times. Not really bad, but I do. And at this time, I have a neurological problem, and so I'm unable to get Botox or filler, and I haven't gotten anything for over a year, a little over a year. So today's been a particularly hard day, and so it might get a little bit difficult for me to talk because as I talk it gets a little harder, but hopefully you'll bear with me and be understanding. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section below, and I promise I will get back to you as soon as I can. Today I'm going to be reviewing a foundation. It's brand new. It's called, it's from Bite Beauty. Bite Beauty is a company that is all free, and they have some really nice products. They call it Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation. It comes in 32 shades. It's supposed to be long wearing, and I believe it's $39 or $38 for 1 ounce of foundation. It comes in this tube. It's not super thick, but it's not super liquidy. This is not a first impressions. I have tried this one time before, but I do want to give you my thoughts on it from a mature woman's perspective, how it wears on the skin, if I have any creasing, if it goes into the lines in my face and gets bunched up, if I have any peeling around my nose, if I have, any problem with uneven wear throughout the day, and I just want to see how this works. Okay, what it says, it's clean and high performance, and it's a long wearing foundation. It perfects your skin with buildable medium coverage. I'm reading from the website right now. I'm not going to read too much because I feel like you all can read this, but they say they use antioxidant rich superfood maqui berry and gentle micellar technology that works with and feels good on your skin, even if you're sensitive. Now I will say this, I did not have a problem at all with any of my skin issues after I wore this. I didn't break out. I didn't have a flare-up of my rosacea, and then I'll get into the rest after. The berry is an antioxidant rich and helps nourish the complexion. As you know, you have to excuse me, I'm having some vocal cord issues too. This is a berry native to Patagonia, and it's supposed to be an antioxidant. As you know, most berries are antioxidants. So it has micellar technology, which is inspired by skincare. You'll see a lot of the sprays and so forth for hydration have the micellar technology, and it mimics skin texture for a smooth, non-cakey look. And it says to dot it onto your cheeks, forehead, and nose. Use your fingers or a brush. Start from the center of your face and blend it outward. And then it is supposed to be buildable as well. So, I think we're going to get to trying this foundation. This foundation's kind of cool. It's got a little opening at the end. When I put it on my hand, it's not super liquidy. It's a little thicker than a lot of foundations, but I don't know. It's got kind of a nice texture to it. I'm going to go ahead and dot it on my face. I'm not going to use primer on this side, and then I'm going to use primer on the other side, and I want to see how it works. I'm going to use I'll go ahead and use a brush. I'm not huge on brushes on my face. For some reason they irritate me, but here we go. I'm just going to blend it on in. I think I mentioned they have 32 shades. It blends very nicely. It blends right in, and as you can see, looks pretty good. Okay, blend it into your neck. Always blend it into your neckline. I feel like for me this color is just a little bit too light. I'm not really, usually with my foundation I need to go a little bit darker, because when I go light it tends to look very, I don't know, like cakey on me, and it just doesn't feel good on me when I go light. It doesn't look good on me. I mean, it just looks kind of funny. Okay, so that was one little pea-sized amount. You can see my hyperpigmentation is showing through. Ow, I just poked myself in the eye. Ouch. So I think I'm going to put some on the other side with the Beauty Blender. I'm going to see how that works. Okay, I don't know where I put the primer, so we're going to have to scratch that idea, but I'm going to go ahead and just apply the primer that I usually use to the left side of my face. So this is what I would usually use on my face. It is a primer by Color Science, and it's called Even Up. I love this primer. This is pretty much my holy grail primer, and I have been using this for a really long time. So I love this primer. It's been wonderful for me. Okay, so now that my primer is applied, I'm going to put a drop down like I did for the other side. I think I put a little more on, so I'll save some of that. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to kind of blend it out. It is a thicker foundation actually, so, but I just feel like I do better with a Beauty Blender. I feel like for me, it doesn't irritate my face, and when I use a brush I always feel like my face starts to get really itchy, and I don't like it, so I don't usually use the brush very often. I try not to actually use the brush. But let's see if there's a difference in coverage between this and this. Blends right into the skin. I mean, it's very, very dewy too. I don't know if you can see on the monitor. I think you can see here. It is that dewy. It is very dewy. That's the one thing I did notice about this. I felt like it was dewy to the point to where it was kind of sticky when you put it on your face, which I don't personally love, but I mean, I'm sure it's going to work for other people just fine. And it stayed tacky for quite a while. You can't feel it on your face, so, and that I like. I don't like to feel like there's a heavy mask on my face. I like it when I have a nice coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy. So, but yeah, this foundation's a little thick. Let's see. So, well, I can still see some of my pigmentation coming through. And this is the brush side, and this is the Beauty Blender side. So I'm going to do another pass on each side. Let's see how much I can build it up. Again, I'm going to put, I like kind of concentrating the foundation in my pigmented areas, and then I don't like concentrating it down here, because if you can see, this is where I have lines. And when you put a lot of foundation, and I don't really care what kind of foundation it is, but I feel like when you put foundation down here a lot and it concentrates, it always emphasizes the fine lines and wrinkles. And mine aren't so fine anymore. They're pretty much deeper. So if I put it there, it just accentuates. So okay, here's pass number 2 with the Beauty Blender. This is the other thing I did like about this foundation. So it did cover up a little more. Not completely, but it did a little more. I feel like this blends out nicely, but for me, I feel it sits on top of my skin versus getting worked into the skin to where it's not really detectable. I mean, it looks good, but if I look up super close, I can see that it's sitting on top of the skin. And then I can see what appears to be kind of dry areas on my face. And that bothers me. I don't like that. I like when I put the foundation on and it sinks into the skin. Okay, so this is the Beauty Blender side. I mean, oh my gosh, that was supposed to be the brush side. Oh well, that's okay. You saw how it applied with the brush. It applied well with the brush. There was no brush lines. It wasn't streaky, nothing like that. I'll do the other side with the brush. I mean, I don't know that it matters that much. We'll see. So I'm gonna, and I'm using the brush to put this on. Again, I am trying to cover the areas where I have more pigmentation and have less down here, because I don't want it bunching up in my lines. So, okay, so I think it looks good. Okay, I'm just gonna put the rest of it on here and just kind of put it. So, you know, with the brush, it really goes on nicely with the Beauty Blender and the brush. There are no streaks, no lines. There are nothing, I don't think there's that much of a difference in the way that it applies. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm not really seeing any difference at all from one side to the other. Let me zoom you in. So this is the side I first did with the Beauty Blender, and then I went ahead and did a second pass with the brush. And this is the side I did with the, first with the Beauty Blender and then with the brush. This is the brush and then the Beauty Blender. So, okay, you can see both sides. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about. It's very dewy, it's tacky, and I don't love when foundation's tacky. That kind of bothers me. I'm going to put a little more on my nose and see if I can get some more coverage up there. Yeah. Well, it's not full coverage, but okay. Alright, so, you know, I'm not loving this here, but I mean, because I haven't had Botox, it's there. I don't know if this foundation is emphasizing it. The other day when I wore it, I kind of felt like it was, just so you know. This is the other side, applied with the Beauty Blender and then the brush on top. So, There you go. You can see both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear this for a few hours. I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to come back in and check in with you guys. Okay? So I'll see you a little later. Hey there, it's Jeannie and I'm back. So I wanted to give you my final thoughts on this Bite Beauty foundation. I like the application of the foundation. It's thicker than what I'm used to. However, I like the way it applies. I feel like it applies nice and smooth. The problem I had with that was I felt like it sat on top of my skin. I don't feel like it sunk into my skin, and it sat on top of my skin. And if I get it into this area here, I feel like it just accentuates the lines and imperfections. So this is what it looks like. I'll zoom you in after a full day wear. It didn't keep great coverage. And I mean, you can see my own skin and my imperfections poking through. I did have some bunching up on the creases under my eyes. I didn't have any bunching in through here. I feel that even though this foundation is supposed to be a dewy, hydrating foundation, and it's extremely dewy and tacky upon application, it dries out at the end of the day. So it does soak into the skin, but it feels like it left my face feeling drier and not as luminous as I like it. I'm actually filming this the next day because I wanted to give it a full day. I put this on probably about 8 o'clock this morning. And it is now a little after 8 tonight. And I didn't put a lot of makeup on, as you can see, because I really am not feeling very good. So I just basically am showing you exactly what the foundation looks. I put a tiny bit of contour on this morning, and I put a little bit of blush and highlight on this morning, but everything's kind of gone. So I think, you know, some people are going to love this foundation. I think it's going to work really well. I don't know if it works well for the more mature population. That is just my opinion. That's it. But it is all free. Bite Beauty is a very nice brand. And I'm glad I got the chance to try it. And I'm hoping in the future they come out with something that does work magnificent for mature skin. So those are my thoughts. I think if you have oily skin, this might be a challenge, especially in the summer days. I feel this may be a challenge for you because upon application, it is extremely dewy and tacky. It does dry down, but it takes, you know, a couple of hours to dry down, and it still was dewy throughout a few hours during the day, and then all that just kind of went away. And to me, I don't feel like it's a product that I'm going to use. So I'm just giving you my thoughts, which I'm going to zoom you back out. I'm just giving you my thoughts and my opinion. I think that if you want to try it, you should try it. I think that this company has a great reputation. You can buy this at Sephora and on the Bite Beauty website. And you know, like I said, this is just my experience with this foundation. I don't love it. I'm not going to wear it again. And one of the things I have to include is this morning when I put it on and I was putting on my makeup over it, I feel like because it's so dewy and tacky, if you don't wait for the dry down, which takes 2 or 3 hours to really dry down, then your makeup sticks and it grabs in places, and so you don't get a smooth application of your makeup. So, you know, again, I wasn't loving that. So these are my final thoughts on the Bite Beauty new foundation. It's up to you whether you want to purchase it or not. Thank you so much for joining me here today on my channel. I appreciate it a great deal. I am going to try to upload more regularly, even when I'm not feeling well. But please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell and the notification bell if you would consider to subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and you can join my family. I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye-bye.